No, fuck, god damn it, not again, third time this week. Then he's like, oh wait, fuck, it's just you again, god damn it. It's like the barbarian meeting death for like the 6th time in this round of combat.
Can you leave me alone, please? You're getting kind of stalkerish.
I don't know why you
This
keep
is getting
calling
weird.
me. You keep ringing my number. I don't know how the fuck you keep getting past my fucking, caller ID block.
I have a 3-headed dog outside. Are you just giving me snacks at this point? Man, D&D with the Greek pantheon is always fun because the Greek gods have such personality.
I think
That is like
most
pretty
hilarious
well
one
known,
I've
at least
done-
in Western culture.
The most hilarious one I've done was the Egyptian pantheon. Especially when my
Oh,
DM
yeah?
was trying to say the worshippers of Anubis were evil, and I'm just like, do you not know Egyptian mythology?
That one, that's a little.
Anubis drags escaping souls back to hell, effectively.
He works for fucking
Cyrus and Isis.
Yeah,
Iris.
there you go.
Fucking
Osiris.
Lev.
Isis is a goddess of magic, right? Set's the bad one. He's the like strife god, right? The desert sand and stuff like that. And then there's the entity of chaos that's also the entity of order.
Set.
Set's not chaos. He's one of the gods.
He's just evil incarnate.
Right? And then there's like this. Then there's like he's the evil one. And then there's like the snake thing that represents chaos, and it's trying to eat like the beetle thing that represents order, right? Ma'at and
it's
something.
Just such a fucking huge pantheon. It's so fucking hard to even really begin to fucking grasp all of the ones. The one that I remember.
Bear in mind, all of my knowledge is coming from the Kane Chronicles book series. So like, that's the extent of me.
Fucking. Anyway, kicking us off.
Oh hey, D&D.
After sailing the seas and dealing with some of the creatures, as well as meeting one of the more mythological celestial beings and receiving a curious shield, many of you which were too afraid to approach and pick up the said item, Jin finally approached and picked up the shield, taking it up, and has been blessed with its powers for the time being. But as that, you've also now realized that many of the gods are watching you.
Gas.
After spending some more time on the open ocean and coming up with a plan, we would use Artris as a way in to the Fairbridge estates, sent here by one of the other previous associates that you had been informed by. Elnick Ressier, in which he had tasked you to, also giving you an ambassador's writ upon investigation, if you needed to use it, but also approval to approach the Fairbridge estate. So far, you haven't had need use of it, as you and Artris had come up. The rest of you and Artris had come up with the plan of simply putting forth that Dorian Seville has obviously been compromised, and you wish to take his place in the shipping industry that would be in the responsibility of his current estate. After meeting her, you had seen that it looked like she was blind, like there had been cataracts on her eyes for some time. It turns out she could see perfectly fine. It's a rather curious situation.
She's just an evil bit.
Especially with the fact
Got
that,
him.
especially with the blackening veins around her eyes that don't look sickly, but almost like as if they were art and cheese. His fucking my friend doesn't stop posting all sorts of shit. So the blackening marks on her face do not look sickly. They look to be almost artistic. It's kind of purposely there in style, along with her small entourage that obviously escorts her. You had found that she is just as much as a wild harlot as you were expecting, between eccentricities and such. In between the tongue-in-cheek comment of pearl diving and enjoying.
She fucks.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't help it.
Even with the attempted seduction of Thalos and such, you managed to resist whatever pang or charm that kind of made your heart jump for a brief moment when you felt the magic hit you. Or you assumed to be magic, you're not entirely sure. It didn't seem like any magic had gone on at the time. But she has welcomed you into the Fairbridge estate. And to which, as you do enter past, you also did notice that many of the guards here also seem to be fervent worshippers of Dagon as well, realizing that this entire estate might be filled with various worshippers of Dagon, as they all seem to have had guilds, hiding the fact that obviously if they had to, they would be able to retreat to the sea if need be. Holgain and the others have decidedly been told to remain on the ship, just to keep eyes on it, and also to prevent the other worshippers from going around on board or doing something seedy, as well as the possibility of them messing with your ship. A good probability of maybe stranding you here if things go awry. So, this current circumstance at hand, you are just entering into the main estates. Many of you are looking around and taking in the various designs and the unique artistic choices between much of the marbled estate. The front doors swung wide open, welcoming you as you follow Beatrice and Veronica in, along with the rest of her entourage. As upon entering into this grand entrance and hall, you see the various stairs and other areas that obviously open to the second floor up above you, to other crystals and other locations in this massive estate, as well as what seems to be a massive crystalline quartz that has been purposely put as a centerpiece, welcoming in, at which you can see at the same time a placard on the base of the crystal honoring Veronica Fairbridge's ex-husbands, yes, plural, as you see two names.
For a second, I thought you were gonna say like 8. For
8 husbands. Each one just scratched out as she just keeps going along the
It's a
line.
new one. The bottom, you could see where the metal had to be re-welded together to add more places for. Sorry.
Just chiseling them in. So, at this point, obviously, welcoming him in fully to her estate. She looks to the rest of you, a little bit excited and inquisitively. Business or pleasure first?
Business?
Goodness. Back me up, y'all. I'm up here by myself.
As everyone just chills back there like, I don't want to fucking go away.
I'm just like standing up here with Aratrice, like looking at her like, I don't do the talk to people. It doesn't go well.
Well, stop walking so damn fast.
I'm sorry. No one else wants to move.
Very well.
Busting moves, I hear.
Follow
Gotcha.
me to my office.
So, we left Drake in the back.
That's true. Would you like to leave Drake on the boat, or would you like to have him fall?
Wow.
Wow.
Where's that?
That's very
Damn.
terrible.
Alright.
Well, he's next to me. All right. He's got 4x4s. So are we in agreement? Business first, pleasure second, or?
So far, it seems to be the case.
Absolutely, business first.
I
Peter, here with a line.
I ask Thalos telepathically. It'd be worth attempts. Loosen her up. Business. Or is that folly?
Dude, I'm a druid like you. I mean, like, I'm the wrong person to ask. Who knows most about these matters? I think we should ask Remus.
Alright, Ramus, same question. What do you think that it would be wise to try and butter her up first?
I mean, we might as well see what they're talking about because we literally
At least hear terms before. Okay.
we literally just kind of walked into their proverbial lion's den.
Right, and we're supposed to investigate, but now we're like in talks.
So we see how we can get through this without getting killed before we try and possibly kill, you know?
Fair.
You
Alright,
always
let's get- then
size
let's
up
get-
your subject first.
Well, I mean, and we have like a writ to be why we're to be here, so we could show that, and we'll see where that goes. But you know,
Quick question. Does
True,
anyone
but the
have a-
writ is specifically we were deputized.
right?
So,
What was your
Yeah, I
question?
mean, the writ would sort of like we're sort of showing up on behalf of the law.
Mhm.
So I'm sorry, Josh.
no, it's fine. I was just gonna ask if anyone had a passive perception of 16.
I have a passive perception of 19. Hello.
So with that,
Aiden
anyone,
is always wary.
anyone with
What?
a passive perception of 16 or up, you do hear it sounds like the crystal almost humming a very soft siren song.
I have a passive perception of 17.
All right, so you hear this as well.
Where do you guys see that?
Beneath your skills character sheet, it's a box that says passive wisdom parentheses perception. For you, it should be pretty decent. Wisdom is one of your main casting ability.
Where the
Right.
fuck is that?
It's at the bottom. It's on your.
I see
Oh,
passive wisdom.
Yeah, passive wisdom.
12.
I got the
Ramus not.
Jin has 9. Send Jin in.
Damn. I look again at Thalos and I motion my head at the gem. Can I take a look at it from where I am while we start to walk?
That you can. You could roll me a quick arcana if you would like to.
I will do that thing that you said. First roll of the night, 19.
I'm gonna give it a shot.
12 plus 7.
All right.
Think you've got it.
So,
I'll handle this one, Thalos.
Aiden, you start to realize that, especially with the resonance of this crystal, it almost has an enchanting effect in a way. You know, it's eerily soothing to the point where even when you pay attention to it and study it for a moment, you realize that it's almost like this soft humming in song is kind of calling you to stay here at this place.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, I
Is
don't
it
That
is
no
it
good, man.
is it coercive? Can I feel it can I feel like magical effects beginning to settle into me?
You could effectively tell, especially with the quick check on this, that if you were to stay here for a long period of time, that it might have that effect. You could tell it would take
Interesting.
a while, but it definitely makes you feel like you're at home here in a very eerie sense.
At what point did I begin to hear the hum with my 19 passive?
Basically,
When did I become aware of it?
When you entered
As
in,
soon as I could see it, basically.
yeah, and basically had a moment to stand there waiting for everyone to give their answer between business or pleasure. Obviously, when people are talking or any other noise is usually going on, it's not notable, but when it falls silent, you can hear it very softly echoing through the hall.
Oh, so it's like tinnitus.
Oh.
It's almost like an illusory sound.
It's like that old sports injury.
Okay. Well, I will store that information, and when I have a moment to tell my party that we're on a clock, I will do so.
We're on a clock?
This crystal will begin to convince us that we need to stay here if we stay here too long.
Right, but what's the time frame?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
It just says too
Eventually.
long, so Aiden's immediately gonna say like, we shouldn't sleep here tonight. If anything, we should go on the boat and sleep out. Like if negotiations last more than the next few hours, we should insist that we leave, come back.
Fair.
Like, we'll pick it up in the morning.
Exactly. Like, thank you for your offer. However, we already have rooms. There are other matters we need to attend to. Yada yada yada. Aiden would not phrase it this way, but you know, because he know talk good. He's smart, but he know talk good.
Okay, well,
Not persuasive or convincing.
follow thoughts, that would work out pretty.
Oh, I wonder who we have who can take care of that.
That's a good question.
Tin Delacroix is typing.
Picking nose.
Like
Come on,
every
we gotta do
anime
all-
protagonist ever.
If we're going by anime protagonist, Thalos is the protagonist just by positioning. He's got his female interest right next to him, and the enemy before him.
That is true.
And then all of us extras lined up around.
We're just extras.
I mean, we have a fucking
So you
lizard
don't
in a
think an
wheelchair.
Aristocrat would be the protagonist?
Who?
Archers could be a protagonist, but we just don't know her like that.
That's true.
Word.
Thalos has the eyes. He has the determinate. He's got those anime protagonist eyes where
I'll
they
be back, I
glow
gotta
when
go
he
grab my
when he
food.
has like a moment, you know. Oh God, there's more crystal. It's getting louder. The humming, I can hear it in my soul. The numbers, Mason, what do they mean?
So,
Where did the chip?
as you
Spooky, I don't like this.
ascend the stairs of the open courtyard, you do take note that one of the areas that you had originally thought to be only the one singular crystal there, very quickly take note of the other four that are on the upper levels, obviously humming all their own unique songs for those who can hear it. Very hard to tell which each of these do, especially now being close to the upper four, but you could still see the one larger quartz down below. Realize that, especially with the larger quartz down below, it's easier to hear. The others are a lot more faint, and you could tell it would probably take a great deal more silence, and also to be right next to this to be able to fully hear and tell what's going on. And for the majority of it, even when you try and pick up on it a little bit when you initially go by, it seems to almost mix into a very unique collective force all on its own.
Suspicious. Are these ones also dedicated?
Also what?
Are these also dedicated? The one in the other room was dedicated to her ex-husbands?
Yep. So those were dedicated
these
to
ones
her two ex-husbands. These ones seem unique, like they were after.
Interesting. Okay. Interesting. Interesting.
Let's see. If anyone
Maybe we're
would
gonna
like to
find one
roll
of those books
me-
of stat boost.
If anyone would like to roll me a nature in familiarity of the stone that it looks like it originally terminated from when these crystals were complete, you can.
And mystery.
Thalos, you
Per
would have a
I'm
little
on
bit
it.
of advantage
Per-
on this with stonework.
Can
Wait,
I argue a
advantage?
perception?
Hold on. I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, advantage for you, my friend. Oh, there it is. I'll do it just to say, yeah, no, that's not. Aiden doesn't know rocks.
Alright, so Thalos, you recognize that very easily. The larger crystal, obviously, from where you saw it, could clearly tell from a distance that it was terminated from more of an earthen quarry. When you look at the other crystal formations, and especially for the smoothness of some of the areas where the stone clearly terminated, these are from the ocean floor.
Whack.
Huh. Is it anything that looks potentially familiar from our own journeys to the towers under the sea, or is this just something that is clearly based from like the minerals
Roll
in
me
the sea?
a history and a nature.
Pushing it, friend.
Sometimes those chicks are. Alright. You do start to.
And let's go nature.
You're not entirely sure. You would have to take a moment to confirm it, but you have a small inkling that these look like to be the same kind of crystal that some of the rune stones are made from.
Really? All right. Can I tell if I have a mental link with Aiden right now? Like, is he focused on me right now, or is he?
Since we were
Actually, you know what? I drew Thang sign him. I signed him like, dude, like.
you
man,
get,
in here
you
right
get,
now.
and I extend to you, and you hear for the first time, you hear, as you often do, the mental sound of a question mark.
I explained that I could be wrong, but the crystal formations that I'm seeing here remind me very much of the crystals that may have formed some of the rune stones that you now bear. That we now bear.
You see Aiden's eyebrows like climb and disappear into his hair and then come back down as he side eyes the black crystal. And then he quickly nods, signs a good job message in Druidic, and then because he's already telepathically connecting to each person and telling them the same information, that these are possibly from the sea floor and seem similar to the stones that that's half of our party is using at this point.
I have a
Are
question.
our runes doing anything?
Currently, no.
What were you gonna say, Rain?
I have a question. Have we ever come up with anything that is like falsely identified as like one of the runes? Like, are there fakes out in the world, or have we only come across the authentic runes that we've been utilizing?
So far, you've only come across the authentic versions. At the same time, this is the only time so far that you've run across anything that seems to have any kind of semblance or resonance with the runestones you have.
Hey Josh, I'm gonna try to run a stone cutting check real quick just to see if I can determine anything about the structure of this building itself.
Alright.
We should keep up with Veronica also.
Yeah, no, yeah, I do this like while trying to go up with her.
I assume you and I are actually probably lagging
actually
in the
trying to
back,
figure
like
something out.
looking at the rock.
So you can definitely tell.
I'm trying to come up with. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say you can definitely tell, especially with the heavy marble that's obviously been inlaid and inset. This mansion has clearly been built to survive the ocean's wrath, no matter what happens. It would take quite the violent or heavy storm to be able to remove this mansion from the seaside rock of the mountain face. Especially with that, you could tell that a lot of the marble work here, aside from the finer work and rails and such, have definitely needed someone of an impressive strength even to bring here, never mind the place. Especially with how smoothly set it is, it looks pretty much equivalently to that of maybe Dwarven make, or maybe she even hired Dwarven artisans to fully craft this marble incline for the building.
All right. I specifically wanted to learn what I could about the building. So as we're walking, I attempt to distract her. We're sort of talk amongst themselves via Aiden. I try to sort of distract her from the fact that like we're sort of talking amongst ourselves by bringing up the architecture of this place. So I pretty much just sort of try to divert her attention by telling her the stonework in here is abnormal. I don't want to sound biased, but did human craftsmen do this? Because I'm certain that they might not be equipped with to gear a structure like this against the wrath of the sea itself. You know, sort of complimentary, but distracting her while everyone else is talking amongst themselves. And yeah,
So, especially with that, you should launch into pretty much a long and proud explanation of how her and her husbands had decided to build on this seaside front, especially so close to the original family mine that they had partaken in originally before going to, seafloor mining in a way. And that you definitely had a keen eye for finding the fact that human artisans would definitely not be able to craft this. It would be Duragar that she had personally hired, especially with the fact that they are much more hardier in being able to resize themselves appropriately. We're able to place and rework a lot of the marble and inlays of this area. Much more
Hey, those were
professional.
all the guys we donated to the dragon, weren't they?
That got a little muffled
those
down.
are Dragar also.
The Duragar, weren't those the ones we donated to the dragon?
Yeah.
Donated?
We got what we wanted.
Sent in. So, she'll proudly keep leading you down.
I
main
echo
hall. She does.
echo her thoughts on Dragar's ability, like hardy craftsmanship, endurance, and the ability to do what humans cannot.
She immediately agrees. There are quite a few races that are more particularly professional and able-bodied for many situations. And she even does a small hand gesture towards the tapestry as she reaches the end of the hall, which I would assume the rest of you are following suit. Which you do see what looks to be one of her husbands that is obviously deep in the mine and is a mural and original work, from what you can tell, of her husband discovering the large quartz in this situation and surrounded what looks like 5 other figures, 2 of them that look dwarven, 3 that are possibly elvish in looks from their shadows, but definitely seems to be the main focus is her husband in the mural. We've had many friends with many professionals assisting us throughout the ages. Obviously, I myself have survived a bit longer through a few uses of alchemy, I must say. Quite a skilled artisan who originally worked with me, giving me my youth back through regenerative potions. As you enter into this main grand hall, along with the part stairs going all the way up, as well as seeing in the distance at the front end of the hall what looks like 2 people effectively wrestling, as well as 2 other people that are in position of what looks like to be confessing their love in a way. As she walks by, you also see another mural here of the other husband, which is also depicted by the other stone statue work, obviously researching alchemy and various types of magic. You
Are
could
they
see,
wrestling each other?
with that, you actually do see that, and she, even especially when you, because just going with it like you said it out loud, she kind of almost like with heart flutters in her eyes, kind of looking style of. Yes, both of them couldn't decide originally who would be the one to take my hand, so they decided to fight over me. It was quite vigorous and, well, passionate. I enjoyed the sight of both of them sweating and handling each other there. Well,
Lovely.
it came to an impasse, so I decided to marry them both.
Pretty nasty.
Living her best life. Yep. Yep.
He likes to be the pig on the rotisserie.
But, of course, with my late husbands, none of them did truly imbibe with some of the alchemy that he had created. He insisted that I take all the potions that maintain my youth. And I have definitely kept embrace for a longer time, but unfortunately, time does eventually take long. That's that she'll carry on to effectively what would be her office. As she kind of waves for her entourage to go and effectively prep things in advance, and also to alert the other butlers and maids that you are here.
What do you know about her little entourage? Do they have guilds too, or?
For that,
We
ahead.
looked at them last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember.
Definitely saw that they are blessed as well.
Okay, right. What kind of gear?
They like walking, whispering over there.
Are we waiting outside the office, or were we supposed to go in with her?
She bids you to come in, so obviously you are all going to be proprieting the current circumstances.
Right, and we'll sit on the bench here.
Alright.
We'll place his hands on his knees and rest his staff against his shoulder.
So, with that, as she opens up her main desk, you could see that she obviously has a shipping contract along with a few other coverages as the Otren, so I assume sit outside for a moment?
Yes. I assume this is like a tiny room, so.
It is, but there are seemingly quite a fair amount of chairs and chests and things to sit on. You can see on the left side.
I mean, it's a 25-foot by 15 room. You know your mic works. Just talk to him. Clackety clack.
Shadow sneak out right now.
Oh right, you're just a decade.
Bring our bags.
Right. Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes, deckhand. All along.
So,
Great.
Well, we've been. Wait, hold on. Time out. Sorry. I think we've been. Haven't we? So the letters that we received that deputize us, that isn't that to sort of like try and find something wrong that she's doing? Like we know she's doing something wrong, but we're supposed to be trying to find evidence so the state can come in and like and get her. That's why we're not letting her in on the plan.
Weren't you just talking about killing her? Suddenly now we're crime fighting. What?
Oh, I mean, you know, dead or alive. I mean, I'm sure we'll find some evidence, sprinkle some crack on her. But no, I'm just, you know, we'll see.
Playbook.
we hit him.
Motto.
Just sprinkle some crack on him. Watch it.
Sprinkle some crack on.
Yep.
Anybody?
He was on the
Hey,
angel
some
tail.
crack. I'm looking for some crack. I'll take some crack. We'll take some crack together.
So,
Everybody get some crack.
Sorry, that's unfair. That's unfair. I'm sorry. God.
no, it's fine. With that, she does obviously start setting out some contracts and various things. So she looks at the rest of you. So what assets did you originally want to take over? Were you looking towards the more professional business end between the seafloor mining that we still have going on? As she kind of shuffles through a few other sections of her booklet, we do have a few others that have to deal with the original winery shipments. Obviously, those would have to be tended to, but obviously, some trust would be required for special shipments that I would need handled privately. So, as a
What kind of trust?
What kind of trust indeed? Can I trust all of you? Should I? Granted, I trust
I'll
you.
give her the
we're
baseball
not.
bat.
You give her the what?
I mean,
The Louis
trust
Vuitton.
is a heavy word. Trust is a heavy word. Is it mutually beneficial? Is the question.
I assure you, it's more than beneficial. I can guarantee things that you desire if it is just money that you wish. Obviously, my other late husband had been a professional alchemist and had also partaken in the unique design of many a potion. Longer life, I would imagine some of you being more desirable. I'm sure you've taken note that even as old as I may be or consider you probably heard me to be, I am about as youthful as our friend Archers.
Hmm. Usefulness is very enticing. But some of us are part elf, some of us have magic. I mean, usefulness isn't necessarily what we're looking for either.
Then what are you looking for payment to continue this?
I knew you were gonna ask that. So I knew you were gonna ask that. This is when I poke at my brother. Poke, poke. Poke, poke.
Help me!
Deadass? You just gonna leave me hanging, bro? Wow. Okay, what do we actually want? Can we clarify this before I continue this conversation?
Yeah.
Will pretty much out her as being illegal. You know, what can we ask for
We need
that will pretty much
need
give us
information.
the we need?
Yeah, information.
Access to her like house and place.
You're telling me if somebody showed up at your front doorstep to do a business for the first time, you think you're gonna let them negotiate access to your home on day one? How much charisma do you think I have? I don't have the ability to seduce this person. No, I don't. No, I don't.
Very charismatic.
Still don't. No, I still don't. I'm not even talking. Kidding. Like, oh, it says, he says Talos does.
No, that's a lie. That's a bold-faced lie, and he knows it. There's a reason why we are always like, hey, this is what we want you to say.
Why is our paladin shirking his charisma duties? What is happening here?
Lovely duties. Okay.
Look at the listen to the fury. Listen to the fury.
I know, right?
Then
You roll the charisma whore.
Expect and
Okay.
do charisma.
Or is a very, very strong word. I don't appreciate the use of it, but
Brazil.
So supposedly
It's the oldest profession in the world. Hey, put some
Infor-
It's the best paying
Information.
profession in the
what
world
if?
still.
What if?
Nope.
What if we
well, no.
Also true. I mean, I think.
about supply sources for her illegal trades?
So with that, she kind of shrugs. Illegal trades by how? What do
That
you
wasn't
think?
necessarily meant at her.
No.
It was meant to be at my fellow quiet people here in the room. You know, I also like
Sorry, I think that was team
imagine
chat.
us all eyeballing each other while think talking in the room while she's looking at us like, what the fuck?
Oh, she's just smiling, waiting patiently.
Oh God.
Premise. Wait, Aiden. I'm sorry. Well, sorry. I was just gonna say, can we have Aiden ask Ramus to see if he'd be willing to pull out the goo and just sort of like use that as sort of an indication that
I thought you
listen,
were
we know
talking
what's really
about
going
the tribe.
on. Well, we said business first, so
Listen, sex work is still work, but go on.
I don't see any coin, so
Money at the
Yeah, I'm not gonna pull it out without knowing. So, or some coin. If you want to see the
goo?
goo, you gotta pull me out. If you don't know what it is, you can't afford it, big man.
I'm just saying. Okay. Okay, so I'll since nobody else has a suggestion. I'll
No,
tell
I'm with you. No, I'm totally with you. I'm just trying to figure out what's the best way for us to sort of like get her to reveal it. I mean, are we just gonna be straight?
So I think the way we should proceed is be like, well, listen, you know, kind of fake it till we make it. We're trying to build our, you know, shipping empire, and we're looking for like bigger fish. Not to say that she isn't bigger fish, so we can't offend her or insult her, but you know, be like, you know, we appreciate what business you're willing to do with us, and we're willing to take you up on the offer, but ultimately we're aiming higher. And then see if it can bring us back to the source of whatever evil is, you know, holding her, or because you know she got the black.
No evil's holding her. She's holding evil. At this point.
Huh?
At this point, evil isn't holding her. She's taking a bath in it and dressing herself in it and rolling it on like deodorant.
Okay, that's great. I want to know where she gets her bath water from. Like, I'm trying to see.
I mean, the same place as all the other gamer girls, right? Like, you know.
What I'm saying
Okay.
is, we were talking about a war between devils and or whatever's right. She's not either or.
She's an ally. She is. Dagon is an
She's
ally of the Yellow
allied.
King.
Yeah, and she's allied to Dorian Seville.
Right.
Right. So
They're on the same side.
into that network, right? We want to know who else she's connected to and how else this plays out as
So-
a big picture.
I mean,
So,
we were
how
also just gonna
we
cut her
go-
head off and take her shit, but whatever.
Well, there's
Well, we need answers.
right. We need the information she has, and we can. We're
How
trying to go.
willing-
We're trying to get it from her this way rather than kill her. So
How
we-
how deep are we willing to
It's going the
go?
brawl style too. If y'all want to fight
What's
her.
my alignment? Hold on. True neutral.
Let's
Any-
go on
I'd
the-
risk too. All right, so Aiden has a flaw. And his flaw is I'd risk too much to uncover a lost bit of knowledge. Specifically, Dagon knows, Aiden knows that Dagon is this lady's like backer. Not a lot is known about them or the Yellow King. At least Aiden doesn't have that much information. So Aiden is willing to be the I will get into bed with these people. Like, make a deal and say, hey, we saw what you did with Dorian Seville.
Okay.
This, like,
How about
we know the goo, we know about this stuff. I want in. I've seen the gifts that the masters can give. I want it.
So then, how are you gonna explain where you got this information from if she wants to verify that you're actually,
I had just started working for Dorian Seville when
Are we whipping out the goo? Or
a terrible. Well, that's kind of what I'm leading to. Yeah, we know Dorian. We want more info. We want to get into this.
I think we've actually got a pretty good plan. We just put it all together. Like Rain's plan of like trying to just explain to her, like, listen, we are the new kids on the block. We're trying to get an empire going. But in addition to that, Dorian
We knew
trusted
Dorian.
us.
We knew Dorian,
He
so
was-
that's
yeah,
why we
we-
knew to come to you.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm sure she has some legit contacts
Gave
that
us the last
could steal anyway.
Right.
We are trying to build a shipping empire.
Right, because that part's true. So we build from that lie.
Right, we built from
Every
exactly. We're not
every good
actually
lie
trying
has
to
a
get
nugget of
out.
truth. Right.
you know how long this conversation?
But we're not trying to actually.
At the speed of thought. At the speed of thought. Remember.
That's pretty fast.
A single tear, a single speed of sweat is slowly rolling, and then the conversation's over. All right, so you want to?
I
you wanna
just
front man
concentrating
this?
so hard. Fuck. Sure. Okay.
Everyone else
So-
is like one
You know,
bead of
I
sweat,
can do it.
Iden's in the corner.
If, if Jin is willing to just make sure he's standing within 30 feet, so we can at least try.
Right. Get that
Schmoot
bonus
away at her with
charisma
critical
paladin roll.
Like,
We,
a
if we
little
could
bit,
use
without
Jin's
having to,
roll.
like, feel like he's being pimped himself. That's
There we
that's
go.
fine.
Right.
But all right, if that's
We
the
just
case,
want
then
the-
I'll
yeah.
I'll try it. All right.
You have my assistant. My body glows as a bonus. What the fuck?
I know my roll stuck. I'm just
We-
saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have
all
our
right.
glowing
Dude, listen,
deckhand.
He's got
Alright.
that deckhand outfit. He's got the frilled shirt, but he's got that glowing bronze ab body that's just like, oh.
Okay.
Second, reapply your sunscreen. Now. That'd be terrible.
Imagine he just snaps his fingers and his
I'm
full
sorry, no, I
armor
would never
appears.
chin, I'm sorry. I'm totally messing with you, brother. All right.
Objectified
So,
is when we make you
following
take out the,
Rain's
the
lead, I
paladin
like-
banana hammock later.
Oh my god, guys.
That's fucked up.
The red tongue.
God damn.
It's got a little dancing sword on the front.
Wow. Wow. Is that what its name is?
I'm kidding. Sorry. I joke too much. I need
Sorry,
to stop.
Sorry. All right. So I pretty much, following Rain's lead, I just say the simple truth is that we are on the outset of the beginning of our empire, and Orient Seville trusted us so much. I looked to Ramus. He told us the fastest way to begin an empire was providing something no one else can. And once again, I Ramus.
I pull out the goo. The goo.
Da da da.
It's more like
So,
That's been a drug deal. Okay.
with that,
I feel like you're very Jack
Oh, we
Sparrow
killer.
with your with the jar of goo. It's like,
A little bit.
oh, no, you can't have it. I have it. Oh.
So, with
Oh my
that,
goodness,
she
I suddenly want to watch
she immediately takes note of the ichor that you have with you. And you see her with a very gleeful smile get out of her chair. Is this the normal ichor that you originally had from the swines, or is it the prismatic ichor?
what would give more dramatic effect, do you think?
That's your choice. You don't know yet.
I would say the original. Does it even look like the prismatic? You guys saw the prismatic downstairs, right?
We have prismatic.
Still
We saw
thing? got
big was
both?
the jar of both? Yeah.
Mm,
Was it like
the other one of them was secret, so like maybe we don't reveal the prismatic one.
but wasn't he making it and shipping it and she knew? Wasn't she a part of
Wasn't he only shipping the regular one and he was doing experiments with the prismatic one?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
If
So
that's my memory of it, but I could be incorrect.
I pull out my little jar of regular
Non-decaf.
of the Reggie. I pull out the Reggie.
Not get.
So you pull out the Reggie, and with a
Pull out the shitty.
smile that kind of creeps over her face, and she stands up and, with a very sassy-looking kind of sachet, walks over to you and the Icar as well. And you can see her just kind of run one finger down the jar, and the Icar seems to react more violently than ever. Like it's trying to almost break the jar to get to her.
Like a happy pet or an angry ex?
Like an ecstatic pet.
Like it's its mother.
Hey, just out of curiosity, I don't know if we asked this, but the ex-husbands, they don't look like, what's his face, Dorian Seville, right?
None of them at all.
That's a good.
Oh, okay, just
No, these look like people, not foxes.
well, but he was only a fox later.
Okay. He still had
Ish.
humanoid form. Yep. So, with that,
Kind of pull it away from her. I don't let her grab it. I just kind of like dangle it in front of her. I'm like, whoa, trade information, you know? I'm not like a dick about it, but if she's really trying to like break the glass to get to it, I'm like,
We are. Yeah, I would stand up and say, we are a group, might call us an interested party. What your, compatriot had off interested us great. And honor if you could expand on his vision. That he had already shared with us. We've seen some small pieces, but like a part larger picture.
very well.
And this is all true. This is all true statements that I'm saying. I'm not lying to her.
With that, you can see that she's very amused at the whole circumstance.
Can she see through us?
And before she could hear all of our telepathic conversations, so she heard us come up with the whole plan.
And this is when we all die then.
No, we got this. I'll just fireball. Oh wait, I don't have that anymore. Oh no, wait guys.
We fucked up.
It's okay. I have Vivify, I think now, yeah.
So,
we're we've you know, encrypted our messages.
with NordVPN.
We all speak in pig Latin.
He was on
We're
VPN.
talking mentally.
We're
We
good.
have a VPN. That's what my green runestone actually is. It's
Right. Bounced us.
So,
it's fucking ExpressVPN. That's in just like a little.
with that, she obviously much more relaxed position. I see you're at least underneath the skin of it all. That's good. Obviously, you're partaking in some situations that probably left you quite vulnerable if you weren't able to get back in with another selected noble. that would be the same type of
These
liquor as
connects.
well that Dorian had access to. Though it's definitely not anywhere as refined as some of the works that I've been able to collect from my husband's research. I presume you're here for that
Dude.
alchemical creation or improvement, or perhaps seeking to join an empire that is rising up. Perhaps maybe one of the other siblings that obviously hold a larger sway from the greater maw in the distance. I do have to ask, which elder do you follow?
Speed of thought, guys. Speed of thought. Speed of thought.
We
in
know
yellow.
only the name of the king in yellow. However, we are eager students to learn ways of greater powers.
Okay.
Aiden goes, "Was that good? Help!"
Help! Help!
Jin's thinking, okay, do we really? I mean,
It's all a ruse.
Kinda.
It's all a ruse.
we think we do,
Ish?
isn't it? Isn't it, Hester?
So, she does ask you,
Wink, wonk, wink, wink, wonk.
if you know the king in yellow, you could surely tell me his name.
Everybody.
Hold on. Wait,
You and I are the
is there a way to shield ourselves? Is there a
So
way
the
to shield
other-
ourselves from the effect if we say it aloud?
For those who originally heard the name and weren't affected, they don't have to block their ears. The other, well, 4 in the room will have to. Or Tristan.
Do we like ask? Do we ask them to leave?
It's up to you. She's waiting patiently.
It's
Use
all
Druidcraft to cause a gust of wind at the moment I speak that blocks, or at least like blocks the sound from the ears of the
I can
uninitiated.
say, Iden and I can say it no problem if you want to like somehow block for the others.
Man,
Earmuffs.
what a time not to have silence. Shit.
Can everybody just like earmuffs except us?
I mean, you could say like deckhand and lesser one. Like who can and can't hear? It's
You and I are the only ones who can hear it.
right. So
Yeah,
would
like,
you?
I went nuts. I went running, I think.
So if we're continuing with the pretending that Jin is a deckhand, we could add Rain into the like cover your ears. You're lesser than or whatever for the ruse.
Okay.
And then the same thing can happen with Thalos.
Can Thalos use like some? Can you get creative with some spell for your ears? Can you like ice your ears up for a second so you don't hear anything?
Could we just claim like it's like Voldemort? They're too much of a lesser being to say their name.
Ooh, I could say it. How about this? I'll say first and foremost in presence of such lesser
Meager
beings.
folks.
And I look kind of meaningfully at Archis's back.
The deckhand.
And yeah, and I cast a disparaging glance at the deckhand. But Jin, I say I love you. I'm sorry.
But we can whisper it in your ear. But that, whisper it in her ear.
Wait, let Ramus do it so that he can partially
Well,
speak here too.
let's see what she says first. Hell, hold on now. Hold on now. Hold on.
Hail Hydra.
Hey now. Hey, hey now.
Okay, I understand what's going on. Hail Hydra.
Oh.
Instantly, you are teleported out of this dimension. You are suddenly standing next to a man dressed in a red, white, and blue outfit, holding a circular metal object.
Roll for initiative.
About to get your ass beat by a fighter combo. This shit's about to wreck you into next week. Action economy who? I will flurry of blows and then attack you 3 times.
Alright.
Does she react to that at all? Him saying that?
Was it officially said? I don't think so. Or
I
So
said in the name in
So
the
but he said he doesn't know if they're worthy of the name.
right. So does she?
so sure that she'll actually turn to the rest of you. Could you please step outside for a moment? So that you can see even Artress is kind of taken aback for a moment and goes to step outside.
Okay.
Does my hound?
I
If I
will-
say it, will anything happen to my dog, or he doesn't speak English? So
He
or-
doesn't speak common, he wouldn't understand.
I shoot a look over to Ramus and Iden. In deference, say, almost like as if to say, like they're my superior officers. I just sort of like give them a nod and I excuse myself. Sort of like saying, you guys are the ones who are running the show. I just back you up. You know, that's.
gonna
Now it's
tip
the Ramus and Iden show. Welcome. Every Friday night at 9.
And I assume Rain steps out as well.
Thank you for joining us. Is Rain out, or is she?
And he's
hanging
out. I'm out.
Okay. So, with that, especially with the door closes, she just kind of relaxed, puts a hand up to you. And,
I look at Ramus like, shall I or shall you? And then
Did you
Iden
say yet?
says, yeah, Iden will say, Haster.
Blessings be from the Yellow King Haster to you and yours,
Da, da, da.
and also with you.
And also with you.
Pastor is good all the time.
so that you
All
do
the
see
time.
almost kind of almost like a shift in her demeanor. The smile just kind of creeps a little bit wider.
Insight.
A little bit wider. You do see that, especially after speaking the Yellow King's true name, that originally what looked like eyes that were bleaked over with cataracts, you actually see the equivalent of what looks like cat's eyes, except constantly shifting with color.
Interesting.
As for you and Ramus, you are the only two who can see this when the others do come back in. Actually.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Almost like you speaking the name has kind of
Wow,
opened a doorway.
I'm dumb.
Jesus Christ.
With my insight, can I know what her reaction was? Like what her initial like
It is a
thought was it happiness? Was it like satisfaction? Was it disappointment, or is she angry?
It was kind of a flash of a mixture of emotion. A little bit of anger, just you did see her face contort that it wasn't Dagon. But
Ah,
you do see a jubilance that one of Hastru's
we're in the ballpark.
is coming to ask her for aid. Maybe possibly down the road, even converting you from the Yellow King's road of the Belgium city to hers, the great seabed, the darkened trenches of Dagon's realm. But that she obviously
Dagon got fish people.
you could see.
Oh no, they all think.
Especially with this, you do start to take note that obviously only you and Ramus will be able to see this because you spoke Hester's name.
Don't like
And
that.
it's in a very strange sense granted you vision beyond what was normally hidden from normal people. And you do see that between the prismatic eyes that are constantly shifting color to even the what seemed like just the original inky kind of tendril tattoos on her face actually start moving as if there's something underneath the surface of her skin, but not fully breaking, almost like the tattoo itself is alive.
Interesting.
You can also see that
So like Rasputin and Hellboy.
a little bit. You do see as well that, especially, almost. Actually, roll me a medicine check for both of you. Perfect.
Twinning.
Both of you do take notice that the eye color seemingly mixes and shifts in rhythm to her heartbeat.
Oh.
Is that like a medical condition
Yes.
that I would recognize with that roll?
Does she need to seek a physician's help?
Well, it definitely, with that, you were able to very easily discern that whatever she is, it's all the way down to the core, even baseline, linked with her blood pumping through her system. Her
Like I
heart.
said, she's swimming in it.
So,
token of pipe weed.
so with that, she'll happily go to take her seat again. You can bring your friends back in, and I can see that we are going to be very beneficial. I don't know if you're friends or you have partaken yet.
Partake.
For myself, I am waiting to find that which is strongest before I pledge.
I knock on the door to let them in. I've already taken many packs down that road. Can she tell like I'm a blood hunter or anything? Is there anything identifiable about that?
Go ahead and roll me a deception when you say I've taken many packs down that road before.
All your fucking scars on your wrist from like cutting yourself for your blood magic.
I'm not lying.
Down the road of partaking in the ichor?
Well, not the ichor, but
He has partaken in it.
yeah, kind of. I have connection to it, being that I'm a blood hunter.
Deception at
You downed
advantage. Also with the
You actually downed it, though. I mean,
Oh yeah, I did drink it.
that's true. So, with that,
I fucking drank that shit up.
so with that, you can tell she has some belief, but she still has her curiosities that you're carrying around barbarian if not well, no one else other than yourself has invited. Because you do have, as far as you could tell, a particular scent to her. You could tell that she does keep eyes on you sometimes.
Can I like sort of just not even intimidating, just a show, transform my hand back into and then back again for the tiger form? Just like, yeah, there's it's happening.
You can see that Eritris is more than comfortable, and as you also demonstrate that, she smiles and nods. I can see you have much better control of it than most people. Others usually have issue. So I can see you've quite clearly had a great deal of practice with it. So, and especially in her own response, you do see that her fingers, especially showing how much she currently trusts you, kind of shift to almost like long, stiff tendrils for a moment before she has them slide back to a normal human hand again.
She turned.
Basically, Davy Jones her hand for a moment.
Okay. Are we like call people back in? We've revealed. We have told you much of ourselves. You have told us little of yourself.
With that, she smiles. Since the others have accompanied Nagano, I do worship the one of the deep, the hidden darkness, lost trenches below the seas where even the bravest and boldest adventurers would have their equipment crushed by the very strength of the sea itself weighing down upon them.
Repeat that again. I'm sorry.
Uh, she's partaken in the god who is the guardian and watcher of the deepest and darkest trenches of the sea, where even the boldest adventurer's equipment of body would be crushed under the sheer weight of the ocean alone.
Oh, okay.
Obviously resorbing the name, since other company is present and saying lost names of such are maddening in a way. I do have my own refined blood. I presume that's what
Interesting.
you are interested most in. If you truly wish to know a taste of actual power, something that will give you longevity, better vitality and regeneration from wounds, even allow you to.
At this. No, finish. I just have like a towards party thing. Are we still linked up in our WhatsApp chat with each other?
Should be.
Our mental WhatsApp. At the mention of that she like has her own special thing, do we maybe consider hinting at the special goop we have?
No, we should keep that, extra ticket in the back of our pockets. Pull it out like a rare Pokemon card.
Mention that.
Track card.
You think we should mention that? Do you think we should mention that we know at least Otren was working on the prismatic. Maybe not show her an example, but just say the true, something like the true shade Dorian was working on something next gen before he was disposed of.
Well,
Something
what
like
if,
that, you know?
could we kind of just hint at the fact that we know that there were other people working on amplifying it rather than identifying Dorian? Because I feel like if we keep using Dorian as like pin, at some point we're gonna say something. Oh, that's not true. So I feel like we should be careful in utilizing him over and over, and just be like, we're fully aware that there are people who are working on amplifying this, and if you are too, then that's stick. Perhaps we can, maybe coalesce. Blah blah blah.
I second what Rain said.
Yeah, because we mentioned his name too much. It's like,
Yeah. That's like going to the back door and be like, yeah, with the band. No, I'm with the band for real.
The band.
Oh, I'm with the band. I'm here with them. We can let that go now. We've already stuck our foot in the door. We can stand on our own now.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
I ask her when she mentions it. I ask her, if I might be so bold, have you found a way to ensure the efficacy affects non-humans as well as humans? This more basic substance, I look back at Ramus, seem to have been less effective on the elves and dwarves we the elves and dwarves we tested on.
with that, you can see her have a little bit of a relaxed demeanor, but also kind of sigh a little bit dejectedly as well. The question. I'm sure you've taken notice that we unfortunately don't have any of the other dwarves that were originally with us. Though, we do still have our elven guard as well. The studies on the matter from when my husband originally used it still seems to have issue with those who are still of stone-kin blood and tied to the earth. Though many of the creatures that of the Fae have finally been affected properly when my husband did the research. That's why we still have our honored house guard with us now. As for the unfortunate dwarven king, the Durgar that had imbibed, we had to send them to the Yellow Gem City, as trying to hide them here would be too difficult of a task. Though the effects were rather impressive either way.
wait, do we know where that is, or sort of where that is? Is
You
that
have
the
Dorian Seville's map, which has the pathway from the Underdark to the Yellow Gem City, but also still has the
okay?
curious
Yeah.
name Gorgoroth written on it, which no one has said anything about.
But is it in the Underdark?
Effectively, it's in the Underdark. It's the Underdark roads. You could see what looks like major roadways that most people who've traversed the Underverse would be possibly able to find. It's
Okay, so we
it's
kind
like
of know
looking at a
what the
3D
hell
map.
she's talking about.
Yeah, it's like looking at a 3D map that's been layered out in various stages of which tunnelways and causeways that effectively take in the Underdark. What areas are noted to still walk but be cautious, as there are still dangerous things in the Underdark that you try and eke by, but are not entirely advisable to take on head first.
Gorgoroth mean anything in particular in Undercommon?
With that, it's easy enough to know that, unfortunately, not. It's possibly, as far as you can assume, maybe some form of arcane terminology. Seems kind of like another one of the mixed ciphers, but purposely laid out upon the map. It's curious, but it almost seems like the word was put there on purpose without real reason.
Interesting.
Delve into that later. Or could just say it out loud now that she's mentioned the Yellow City.
All right. Do you say it out loud?
Yes,
Sure.
I'm just curious. Where is the map currently?
that a yes? Was that a no? I didn't.
Yeah, sure. Fuck it.
Where?
See how deep this rabbit hole goes. She's not giving us a lot of anything.
I mean, you did just arrive.
No, but she seems like we're in now. Yeah.
But
I just want to giving her more information than she's giving us so far.
Yes.
she knows how
that's
to
all.
dig. So, bless you.
We need to flip.
I will not mention it.
You
We
can tell
need to
this
flip
is
that.
why she's a very savvy businesswoman.
We are here for business. We are looking for information. We want to expand our shipping empire. We just need to drive those points.
Do we say that? So we're going with that?
I think that's what makes the most sense.
So, especially with that, she does look to you and gives a bit of a twinkling smile in your direction, right? It's good to know that
She can read our mind. Shit. No. Sorry, go.
She does give a kind of a twinkling smile. Yes. I like a person who maintains business ethics. Obviously, you want to know more. Still want to trade and grow your empire. For some of you, obviously, here for money, not for longevity or improvement. Just wishing to enjoy your lives, or to even break the norm. I do have a few shipments that will be coming in from the seabed floors. I do need them to be transported appropriately to the south, along the coast. I was curious whether or not you would be interested in partaking in an endeavor in such a matter, just to prove your loyalties. It is a little bit far, but it is Goladrek, one of the major transports and major port cities that I've dealt with before, but also has a great deal of Residium mines that I'd like to buy in sometime.
Does it take us anywhere near where we're trying to go? Any of the targets?
I think we're trying to go to England.
Goladrek is farther south and far away from your goals.
Do we dare ask if she has anything going north into Shishipanik? Because that's where I guess we're currently heading.
Wait, before you ask that, we're trying to get her technically arrested, right?
Yes, but
Yeah.
we still need her trust. Because she's not giving us anything.
Right. So what if we, she mentioned how like she's trying to get the shipment down to this port city or et cetera, and that she knows about some type
We
of
use,
risk.
I know what you're going. We use part of our shipping lane, whatever.
What I was gonna suggest was come with us on the first trip, and essentially walk her straight to whoever the fuck hired us to do this mystery task in the first place. Because
People that hired us to do this task live not here with her, but she's in like their country. Like we're in their jurisdiction. They just can't get anything to stick.
right, so what's the power?
That's why they're.
What's
We
the
need
So we would-
information.
We would essentially walk her in to get released and then get mad at us,
Right.
which is what I feel that would do.
what is a power?
Can we make a perception check? We all make a perception check just to see if there's anything in this personal office we think, like lock boxes or trunks, chests, anything that we think might be a viable thing for us to send Ku to sneak in and like raid
Who doesn't?
overnight. And
Who's reformed? He doesn't do that anymore.
Yeah, okay.
come on.
Who's
The
reformed?
only one- Come on. Look,
Who's reformed?
we
He doesn't
know
do
what
that
he
anymore.
is. We might as well use him for what he was made for. This is what he was made for. We've already got the inside track on how to get here. We've already seen how many guards were on the way in here. We know that we can give him the directions. We can map it out for him. We can make sure he can see at night. Look, we can get him in. We just have to make sure we know what we're aiming him at. So I'm gonna make a perception check, see if there's anything that looks juicy that we might want to get into. Are there any like drawers, chests, anything? Her desk, does it have like anything that clearly has like lock and key on it?
So
I'm just observing while the other.
Can we offer up a ship in our little fleet, I guess, to do this for her and see if
Don't
she
we-
has going
Does
north?
that not eliminate us too?
We have a fleet yet?
We have like 3 ships.
you have 2.
Isn't there a third one?
Our bubble.
Well, we have two, you know.
You
Oh
ain't
my
got that.
god. So
That's more than one.
you can definitely tell, just real quick on the perception checks, that the 2 locked boxes in this room obviously are possibly might have something a little more incriminating. The chests themselves obviously are seemingly set out to be a little more obvious. One that is obviously made of a stranger, darker metal that seems far more unique comparatively. Not like any kind of normal steel that you've seen before. Something that is definitely of a different craft. It's not elven, it's not dwarvish, it's something wholesomely unique in itself. The desk itself, you could tell that obviously there are still the locking cabinets, but obviously that seems to be trade contracts that she has signed and obviously keeps the spare documentation. This is obviously her main business office that she has dealt with for public use. You could tell, especially for between the semi-sparse decorations as well as the 2 beautiful columns that seem to have various seafloor coral and creatures swimming around it, and the marbling carvings, that this is obviously just a demonstration of wealth, especially along with her coat of arms on the flag behind her. But out of everything in this room, aside from the desk, that chest in particular is the only thing that seems to stick out the most.
It's a
Is
trap.
is there anything that looks like a passage somewhere else?
In here, not at all. You could tell she is quite comfortable for bringing people this deep into her estate.
How obvious is this chest? Is it like, hey, look at me on the chest, or is it like chilling?
Like I was saying, comparatively, it definitely does not look of any kind of like elf, human, dwarf, any of that kind. This is an entirely unique forge of metal, kind of.
So fix up.
Yeah.
It's
There's
probably.
definitely the most
Can I
unique
ask-
piece in the room.
Can I ask, are these the white slits that are here? These windows looking out onto the sea?
Yes, and they do have glass panes on them. You can see that none of them are made to open, unfortunately. They're clearly decorative, but also they're designed that way just to make sure that the sea doesn't kind of wash in during a storm or such, or even during.
How high up?
Currently, from the let's see, because this would be the second floor. This would be about 80 feet up from the sea. So obviously, you ascended the stairs getting up into the main entryway, and then ascended a second set of stairs going further up into here. So from this office section is 80 feet above the sea itself, sea level.
Still wondering if we offer one of our other ships to help. Will that help her? And I guess, does she have anything north? But I don't want to ask if everyone's not comfortable with that, you know?
Why don't we accept the contract? Whether we do it or not is regardless. Why don't we accept the contract?
Can I read the contract first thoroughly?
Alright. So, as you kind of search, over trying to read this contract a lot more carefully, roll me an investigation. You go through the technical jargon and the bylaws that she's obviously signed on this.
She already signed
What
it?
about insight? Because I'm trying to determine intent and like.
Is this our contract or just a contract?
This is obviously one of the many drafted contracts that she keeps at the ready for when she has to introduce new shippers and suppliers into her supply chain. And unfortunately, insight is not going to work because you're investigating a piece of paper.
5 plus 3 is 8. I'm like, Ramus, take a look at this.
I can't math.
So she does wait patiently and allows you all to look over the contract if you feel comfortable with it. But from what you can tell, it is obviously just a regular shipping contract. You can tell that even with especially the deeper insights, she is giving you a unique collection of seafloor ore that has been mined purposely. Though it is curious that she's able to open up a mine in the seabed floor, even with the shifting silt in the seabed and the plates and such. But that is also why it's made her unique minerals much more desirable amongst the common folk. And that it would be to simply take it to Galdric and trade this unique C4 metal to get Residium ore in the purest form and bring that back and hold it.
Is there anything else down there? Like anything nasty?
She looks to you on the seafloor.
Yes, in the mine, or maybe a little deeper.
With a very wicked-looking kind of grin. She almost did like a parent teasing a child, right? Horrible creatures that you would never fathom. But that's why we have mercenaries to protect you. And other ways, of course.
Are we going to get some Residium?
Remind me what Residium do again?
Basically
not
concentrated
ore.
arcane ore.
It concentrates.
It's concentrated arcane ore. Like if somebody took magic and squeezed it into a rock.
It helps us upgrade our gear and weapons.
Yep.
Is it really rare?
It's really rare. It's very coveted, especially in worlds of magic like this. One piece of Residium ore is worth 1 gold. So if you had a barrel of it, you would have 500 gold.
We're going to go to this mine. Yes, we are.
We go get that Residium.
Are we willing to take the detour?
I mean, we signed up for this.
Add it to the quest log.
Money!
You know,
We
we're like one of
go!
those people who have have like an endless to-do list, and we barely ever check off a single one.
It's Skyrim.
We do.
It's literally
We just-
Skyrim in Oblivion. Just quest.
Before we got here, we turned in like 7 quests.
Is this what you call executive dysfunction? Because
Yes.
This is just adventuring.
We literally turned in like 7 quests before we got here, so I think we're capable.
You guys did hammer out a shitload of quests initially.
But to be fair, we're all very much opportunists.
Which is fair. I mean,
We had
adventurers gotta fucking eat, yo.
shipping empire to build, taverns to build, and fun.
We've also got runestones to find, and there's a war encroaching on the land. Do we really want to take a month detour to go work for the evil person we're trying to get evidence
That's
against?
why I'm saying.
I'm just gonna throw that out.
That's why I'm saying. Is it like disrespectful, or will it break her trust to send a crew and a ship to go get it, and ask her if she has anything up north towards in the direction we want to go?
no, because if you think about it, we're trying to do a shipping empire. We can't do every single shipping trip ourselves. It makes sense that we have other people to do it for us.
Especially if we're coming in as potential upper management people rather than
Record.
gophers.
We're not running.
Alright, so
It starts to look better already because even though you initially showed up with one of your flagships, if you have already another to send out for that, it shows that you already have other people under your management, which means that you are responsible enough to continue increasing those numbers since you're already doing it.
so I guess
Can I ask her for a copy of the contract, and I'll have my deckhand run one over to the ship so we can dispatch orders immediately?
Of course. I do keep spare copies of such things. You can actually see she pulls out an extra one and signs it as well, and goes to hold it out to Jin appropriately, and kind of gives you a deep smile, almost like that high school flirtatious look with the one hand on the chin, and gives you a wink.
We didn't make you a charisma whore. We didn't. We really did it.
Someone was born that way, baby. Get Lady Gaga in here.
5,
Maybe he's just fucking handsome.
5. We avoided.
This is gonna be great, guys.
Obviously, Jin, you'll be able to run that out to Paulgate and the others. You can see there are actually quite a few other butlers and other going into action, in which you can actually see them start setting up the main dining table in one of the front halls downstairs.
Okay, so
Come in.
did it? Did we commit?
What do?
He ran
Again,
backwards.
how long have we been here? How long have we been here?
All night.
Currently, we're especially chatting with the current circumstances, as well as when you ask that, she rings a bell, and it seems like it's literally out of fucking nowhere that this man comes stepping out of what seems one of these spare rooms, not far away. Follow him. He will escort you to the front.
Lovely. It was a pleasure doing
the
business.
front like our ship.
For the ship for escorting Jin all the way back, which obviously is the very long trek all the way back from here all the way over to here.
Should I accompany
Do we
them?
go with them? I don't want to split
Yep.
the content.
So
Speed of thought, guys.
If we go with them, it kind of like. Yeah, if we go with them, it like it makes us look strange, right? Because we just sent
Right.
the
No, we
deckhand
stay.
to go
We
back
stay.
with a message.
I just
we're-
want to know how long we've been here.
That's like doesn't look.
Does Rain go with him, or does that look weird?
I wasn't
No,
really in negotiations, right? So I can kind of just walk out unnoticed.
you can obviously walk out at any point in time, because obviously there are multiple business partners discussing this situation.
Right. And my brother's already on the other side of the building, though.
In which
Archers want to go.
that would be the stairs down, in which you would be at the front, effectively, at that point.
You sprint and catch up.
Oh, I
Yeah,
did.
you could have
Wait,
absolutely have just gone with him instead of just
Where's our,
Has made the introduction.
where's our ship?
Does she want to? Is she?
It's a
Do you wanna
different
bail?
map. This is the second floor.
Oh. I
Right.
was like, this bitch took our ship.
Wait, hold on.
I'm about to get so mad.
just copy everything and paste it on to have double the tokens. God, just do everything all the time.
I'm sorry.
Everything, every day.
No pressure. I just thought it was part of the story, and I started getting mad.
Yeah.
Gosh.
God damn.
Man was like, this bitch jacked our fucking boat.
I'm gonna fuck that bitch up.
Take my boat, I'll take your life.
Thought we would have to.
I mean,
She
we
was
might
so
have
excited
to.
for it. I don't blame you. It
One
is
way
a-
or the other.
Okay, stop that.
I'm just saying it would have been a really crazy twist if we all went out and there was no ship. I'm just saying.
Not that, you know what would have been crazy? The twist of her neck in like 15 seconds afterwards. Cause like, if this bitch took all of our new griffins and our new boat,
Word.
I'm taking her entire existence. I'm selling each individual part of her spine to a different person.
Jesus Christ.
I'm in head cutting range.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Decapitation.
Take it down a notch.
I love how bloodthirsty you all get sometimes.
Don't
Your fault.
hurt my griffin.
Listen, you almost drowned your griffin right out the fucking gate. So.
That's not my griffin. My griffin didn't almost drown. I don't think.
No, your griffin was flying. You
I
almost
almost
drowned.
drowned. My griffin was fine. My griffin is wiser than I.
So,
I'm saying.
with that, she obviously sits there with a jubilant smile. So I assume you'll at least be staying for dinner. Going back out to sea might be a little wary.
I don't like this.
We should
Time does
out
the
that we need to make
roll
the
in.
arrangements for the other ship, so we should actually get going to our ship.
Or we can tell her we will go back to the ship and wait for her till dinner.
Yeah, we could retire to our ship until dinner is prepared.
Make some preparations.
Can't be punk.
That would be completely rude of you not to welcome new guests into my home. You're always welcome to share one of these softer feather beds that I have here. I assure you, the silk is divine, and they are all clean and heavenly
We
soft.
we could not bear to impose. As well, there are, at least when I speak for myself, some small comforts that only a room of my own can provide. I'm sure you understand. Accept my apology.
Very well. I do look forward to having you all at dinner.
I will stand and I will bow deeply.
She'll actually go over to you and
Oh no.
obviously offer a business handshake.
I would very formally shake her hand. Make, serious eye contact. Honey, I'm gay. It's not.
Oh my god. Fucking hell, man.
Barking up the wrong.
She's in the wrong forest.
Just like, you're not.
So, go ahead and make me a wisdom saving throw. DC 18. especially with the fact that.
Ha!
Ooh.
Oh! 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 Oh!
Wow.
You feel the pang. It's close. You feel the pang jump for a moment, and especially with the eeriness of seeing the tattoo shifting around her eyes and the colors, kind of shifting faster, like her heartbeat skipped up for a moment. You actually do hear in your head, Biden. I've not had this many men resist me in one day before.
Well, one offered to give her the long dong silver.
Oh, she'll be taking you up on that. But
It wasn't me.
that is she basically said that straight into Aiden's mind.
Is that a spell effect, or is she...
She's telepathic.
Can she read our conversations?
No, we were
That's
on.
that's
No,
not
in
a
a
normal
different way.
ability.
No.
Yeah, that's not a normal ability of telepath. That would be a detect thoughts
Yes.
We were on.
ability, which we would
Right,
have
that.
we have an ability to resist that.
It was encrypted.
But at the same
I'm
time,
probably not able to conceal all of his reaction, all of the surprise at her ability.
while you're kind of flustered with that, she immediately and just very politely, "You are all welcome to stay the night, and obviously take full advantage of all the amenities and enjoy the gallery. I welcome you to accompany me in my house at any point in time that you wish."
Perhaps a tour after dinner. We'd love to see your home. We would be honored.
I would be delighted to. So,
Excellent. Yes, my master plan. No.
so obviously then she'll start escorting you once the contract is signed, obviously for the second ship to go and receive some of the ore that she has from her seabed mine, and then go down to Galapec to collect the ore. Obviously, a small crew would have to be hired for that, but nothing too big, and it would be effectively paying for itself for what she has signed on the contract.
We have enough contacts now that are relatively diverse that this could happen.
So, with that,
We go to the ship.
especially heading back to the ship.
Can we
Yes.
can we mark the path? Like, can we literally like mark the path? Her office.
I'm sure we
back to
could
the
remember
ship?
it.
Like, just memorize it.
I'm sure we can remember it.
No, I just want to make sure.
Not like, oh, there's another stairway there, like the exact path.
It's easy enough. Like, you can see that there is another stairwell down below going here for the first floor as well. But especially for the exact path, if you were going through the front, would be easy enough to follow up on. Though it would still be quite the significant trek to go down this many, straight and narrows without getting sighted. Though there are a fair amount of nooks and crannies.
This is a job for Coup.
We're gonna die in here. Kidding.
As they go to sleep on the ship anyway. So, obviously, as she does kind of lead you out, back out to the front marble docks, you do hear, as you pass by the crystals once again, a much more jubilant sound, aside from just kind of the siren call. Almost like they just kind of thrum with a happiness with the guests here, and especially with Veronica Fairbridge being in a much more ecstatic situation, seeming to be almost harmonizing with her current emotional state.
One of them goes, "It's Britney, bitch."
Alright.
Hound has to get walked and have dinner himself.
Look
I,
forward
I feed and groom Featherhead. But I also, is there any way for me to determine the extent of this magical effect from the stone, from the quartz?
Unless you're inside the building, it's fairly hard, especially without studying the object directly.
Basically, what I would, or let me rephrase. What I'm saying is, I want to check myself and see how compelled I feel to stay at this point. If trying to gauge its effective rate.
Alright, so, especially with this, you don't feel like you're bound to this place, like you have to stay. It feels warm, comfy, relaxed, not like you need or order or your body feels like a behemoth, like sickly need. Just a
Not yet.
just a very relaxed, like you could stay here a while and be all right. You know, some almost like being back home with your parents or such.
These guys are alright.
That's too seductive.
One, two, stop the shoot.
Are we heading back to the ship?
Yeah.
Sure.
And we just get in the ship and we sail off.
This bitch is crazy. Call in the fire strike.
Nuke it from orbit. Only way to be sure.
Rod from God. Just
Check with Aritris just to see if she's doing all right.
She comes too, right? Or is she just hanging in there?
I'm not leaving her behind.
Yeah, she definitely comes back with the rest of you, and you can tell she's kind of lost and especially just confused at this state. She herself doesn't seem very comfortable with the fact of the way Veronica seems, and she even kind of turns to you. She was definitely nowhere near as bold as that originally. She seems far more different from when I originally had met her.
How long ago did you meet her?
Would be about 15 years now.
Is there anything different physically about her?
Well, the facial tattoo is one. I do not think herself to do such things. Even her eyes, they don't seem natural to me. She used to have just vibrant green eyes originally. It's very weird to see her with effectively what looks like blind man's eyes, seeing though she can see fine.
Has been touched by great evil.
Yeah, she's like, I guess times have changed.
I'd still be cautious in
We have been nothing but cautious. That's why we're on this ship.
that. It's
What's getting us there?
While Jin has a swim, all the guards are just kind of relaxed and still kind of occasionally watching the ship, but obviously not with notched arrows or anything crazy of the sort.
So what's
Going
going
to be
on
one of
around this deck? Or like on her little port? Are things happening, or are they just standing around like weirdos?
Effectively,
We should
standing
probably go
around like
below deck.
weirdos. You do see them eventually shift change. Obviously, there's more of them here than you thought. So obviously,
We should discuss below decks.
new guards come and replace the old ones at the time. At the same, you do see the heavy iron portcullis seems iron, but you start to realize that it's made of the same strange sea metal that's used for the chest. That seems to tuck underneath well, the main marble docks here. You can tell it leads into here and can easily have access by a rowboat. Obviously, if it were to be open, of course.
What's closed out?
Underneath the marble docks, as it kind of wraps around, because it's right underneath this section of the marble docks, kind of tucked away. But you can see there is a way underneath there that leads into the mountainside underneath everything here.
Well, it's like hollow.
Hollow with an iron portcullis. So obviously it is blocked and possibly takes rowboats in on occasion.
Is that where Dagon is hiding? In a cave underneath. He's just chilling.
Yeah, it's just there all the time. Sup?
He's in his robe in the basement, hitting a bong.
I've got some baked fish. It's just a bunch of fish in a tank just ripping a fucking bong.
Fitting.
God. Greatest fucking dad humor right here. So, obviously you all have some time before dinner is ready.
Is this a short rest, long rest? How much time?
Effectively it would be an hour and a half before dinner is ready.
Short rest.
If there's anything you would like to do
All
at
right.
the time.
Well, can we discuss what we're gonna do, what we want to do?
I mean, we're gonna have dinner. I guess see what she's about. See if we can actually get stuff from her now that this has gone through. See if she wants to kill us.
Did any of you notice the strange metal chest that was in her study? In her office?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I did, and I think there's something in there.
I think so,
Mike,
yeah.
I think we should send Ku when we go in for dinner. We should send Ku in to try and like get to it.
Ku's not the most
Trustworthy.
I was gonna say the most like quiet and stealthy, but
He actually is, though.
oh, I don't think he's all.
He's snuck around constantly for us.
He's also not mentally stable. It's not like he's like consistent and reliable in that regard. You dig? So
I think your latter points are certainly valid, absolutely valid.
Thank you.
But he is a hell of a sneaker. He's enough of a sneaker. You didn't even realize he was a sneaker.
Yeah,
this dude,
he's like
probably sneaking around right now.
You know what? Yeah. You're absolutely right.
I think we should employ that method. But we were sent here to get evidence, right? Did you happen to notice when she mentioned when I asked her about whether or not she found a way to affect supernatural or at least non-human beings? She said that it didn't work out so much for the dwarves, or it had like definitive effects, but not what they wanted, so they had to send them away. But they still have their elven guard. That means she's probably experimented on the elves. If we can get one of those elves and somehow, like, I mean, I don't know if there's gonna be track marks or
blood
something like that, but we may be able to find a way.
No,
Yeah.
they weren't a junkie. They were
Something.
experiment. People check. Yeah.
Right, but maybe we get one of these elves that have been experimented on. We can prove they were experimented on, or prove. I'm just spitballing here, guys, but it's an idea.
I'd love to send Ku in to pick some stuff or some books, but who knows how long we're gonna actually be here and how quickly she'll realize something's missing. She doesn't exactly seem like a pushover, you know?
No.
She seems like the kind of person who, when something goes missing, she'd know it goes missing.
That's why we send Ku. He's good enough that she won't even know it's missing. Ideally.
Or we
And
just
we'll
and we
have
don't-
her. Don't.
that'd be kind of fucked up. Let me not.
Just saying, like, you know, we keep her distracted at dinner. You know? We buy Ku a good hour or so. 2,
Right.
max.
She seemed very in tune with those humming crystals. Can we tell if they're like sentient or just humming crystals that she can connect with? What's the deal with them?
Roll me an Arcana. Just to test your knowledge here. It's kind of putting a theoretical thought.
Oh, I don't know shit.
Well, you assume it might be of some semblance. You think it might, they themselves might just be resonating with the residents themselves, but it's a stretch in your eyes, but you think it's a possibility that they might be connected with her emotional state.
I don't want one to start like wailing off if it catches Ku. Him and them being the only thing in the room, so he's, you know.
Work.
Alright.
Give him the cloak of the hell. If we give Ku the cloak of the hellhound, if anything goes wrong, he can transform and just jet the hell out.
That is true.
Does anyone need to give him the crash course on how to use this thing?
I'm familiar with the Hellhound Cloak.
Oh shit, cool. I didn't know you were standing right there. No.
Yeah. You can see he's like got a rum bottle in one hand. He's just been sitting on a barrel the whole time.
We have to prepare for the fact that if it goes bad for him, then it probably goes bad for us. So we need like strategy.
It's a 70% chance it's going to go bad for us anyway.
I mean,
I'm not gonna lie, we're pretty good at that. So yeah, maybe, probably.
Man, we're such a hopeful group of people, you know?
Before dinner, someone's getting shanked. That's just how we do. Or by at least by dessert.
Shake, shake.
Eat this woman's food, and if we got to gank her afterwards, that's the way it's got to be.
Okay, I can.
But if Ku
respect
can get
that.
us evidence and it doesn't have to happen, that'd be fine.
It may be a contact manifesto of shipping partners to, help the business.
Jin, Aiden, thoughts?
I like the plan where we try and distract because we don't know anything, so we need somebody to go around. The best person to do that is Ku.
Okay, but I at least say we prepare in the event that we do have to fight.
Well,
'Cause
sure,
it's
always
gonna
always be ready. Have the dagger, under the table. But like,
because it's
we
gonna
gotta
be
give
a lot
we
of fighting.
our best route is still to give no outward sign, because the more she believes us, the more she gives us free of charge, like the location of a mine of very valuable resources. That's a very valuable tidbit that we just got for basically showing up.
I'm just saying we don't go in without an exit strategy.
100% agreed. I will just start casting Flame Strike and blowing holes in this house if need be. That is my new 5th level spell. I also have Maelstrom, so we're good. I will, Kamehameha some bullshit, and it'll be okay, guys.
Alright. So we're just going to go the stealthy route, and if he fucks up, then we're just blowing our way out of here.
Yeah. All right, so I give him my
We
cloak
bring
that I'll have to borrow.
Question:
Yes.
how much time till do we have till this dinner? 2, are we fully at health and spell count and all that? 3, do we have any boosts and all that shit that we can utilize perhaps if, we gotta blow shit up?
So obviously you still have effectively, especially discussing all these matters, a good 45 minutes before dinner is ready.
Okay.
Ku is obviously full. Well, you obviously all had a full rest, so you're all full healed. You got all of your spells.
Okay.
As for any other possible boosts, it's not like you're carrying around black powder kegs or anything because you didn't buy any cannons or of the sort for the longship. You do see that obviously is meant for transport, and also cannons are on the fairly more expensive side. Being able to pay that much and just throw away effectively loads and loads of iron between combat is obviously on the much more expensive side.
Say that last thing, your audio cut out.
Effectively, cannons are a lot more expensive on a more luxurious side. It is a lot easier, especially for pirates with magic and other things, to be able to threaten or rob other ships. With a long ship like your own, obviously your own collective and party, a lot of people probably aren't going to really mess with you, so you don't have any black powder or anything like that.
So our ship is at a disadvantage.
Minorly.
Does our ship have speed?
Yes, it does. Especially being a long ship, you have a lot more sail, so you're actually able to catch a lot more wind and go a hell of a lot faster than most rigs.
Do we have any spell works that can make it go faster?
You do. I think someone has control weather or gust of wind, which does help.
Oh, I think I could control water. Could that help with?
Yes, it could. You could actually control the rapids to forcibly push your ship along with the tides.
Okay. So can we work on an escape plan, y'all? And then that way we can walk in confidently. It's the fan.
Haste on the ship. Not unless it's a.
What if we station the griffins somewhere close-ish by, and then send the ship out a ways from the dock?
Escape griffins on the mountainside.
I think that would look suspicious.
Well, but griffins, they fly up. They could fly 80 feet in 6 seconds. They could make it to us in a round from far enough away that they could be out of sight. At least if I'm imagining this like cliffside accurately.
Pretty much, there are open garden lands above the mansion. Obviously, she owns a large portion of the area and the forest around. So
Yeah, it's none too different from a griffin's actual natural-esque habitat. They live in they're called hoodoos. I don't know why they're called hoodoos, but they're basically just like really tall stone structures.
yeah.
So that they could absolutely probably there might be even like wild griffins in this area. Actually, probably not. They've probably been hunted, but
Yeah, most likely they've been hunted. But other than that, you would imagine they'd probably find large game, and especially for the current circumstance, you would imagine it wouldn't be too uncouth to assume that you sent Paul Gain on ahead of time and kept the griffins as well as Invincible here for a means to get back with the ship once you are done here, or to head to the next port on the griffins.
that's my suggestion. We escape group Griffin. We can make it to, because this way we don't necessarily need to make it all the way back down to the first level. We just need to make it to a window and like fucking jump out, or like a balcony or something, and
There are a lot of balconies here. You've seen that.
that seems like an easier escape route. If that's an important thing, then we could figure that out. Maybe we could even convince her that because of the nice weather, we should eat outside.
No, he's drowning.
Jin drowned. Oh fuck.
Oh, brother. Is your God. Alright, y'all.
So, like, I refuse to be a part of this. Oh, wet t-shirt.
He's gonna like seduce her without even trying. It's gonna be great.
It's true. The glistening abs, the sparkling face and hair from the shining waters on his body.
Water glisten all over your balls.
With like the intro
Can't,
of the
can't
original
forget the
Baywatch.
balls.
It's gonna look like a fucking commercial.
You should cut
Oh.
your dick off. Man, the only reason you're saying that is because it's too effective. You gotta give yourself a handicap and try and fucking pay it out the field.
We're just Jin's gonna be like, all right, you guys go ahead. I'll catch up. We're just gonna come back. Jin's just like bled out on the deck of the ship. His new character standing over him,
Jin,
just slathering.
I can't say that that's where all your charisma is. I mean, fuck, you inspired the shit out of having Nazca Darmang when you were originally in the opener with all the orphans and
Them charismatic vocal cords.
hell yeah.
And
inspired.
King Snur. And King Snur. Dude,
Word.
you're just an
The
inspiring.
giant king. Bow down to your will.
What's that? My background getting screwed. Hey man,
It's not sad.
You're
It's
just
an
a
effective-
suave motherfucker in like
You know,
real
like-
life.
Hilarious.
So, at this time, you would.
All right. No, but I think it's a good plan. I think we're good to go.
All right. Then I have Featherhead head up. I tell him to stay with the other griffins so that he can alert them when he hears my mental signal.
Alright. So the Griffins and Invincible fly up. Obviously, they get ready. Paul Gain kind of nods to this plan and starts getting the ship ready to leave port. You can see Nira is clearly staying underneath in the hold again, trying to pretend that she's not out on the ocean still. So, on a fucking hilarious but fucked up note, you guys know about elves and dwarves, but what the fuck does that do to Goliaths?
What, the stuff?
Yeah. One way to find out.
Don't like that thing that you just said.
And
So she's staying in the.
just want to ask, can we bring?
Can you bring what?
You cut off.
Can we
at
bring
the end.
that purple worm? And
He's,
can we bring that purple worm venom?
he still got it. Do you guys
Alright,
want
cool.
it?
Cool.
Or should he keep it on himself?
You know, keep it on himself if he has to get out of a tight situation. I've got boar worm venom that I also bought from those drows. Those guys are shady as hell. But I'll bring some of that just in case.
Yeah, I love that fucking drow grip, man. They reel in dealing all the good shit.
Khajiit means no harm.
I've heard
Khajiit
much.
has only wares.
So, Ku will try and stick out of sight.
While we're leaving the ship, should I cast what is it, walk in shadow, something like that? Not on us, because we're clearly going in, but maybe just to like cover him.
Yes, you can. Let me just roll quick stealth on him, because obviously he's gonna try and mingle in between all of your legs while you are kind of walking in, which he'll have advantage because obviously. Alright, sorry, I'm watching. He's a little obscured. Alrighty. So, Ku is easily able to. Oh yeah, so that would be a 37. There's no way they see him.
He does the worm along the floor the whole way.
He folds into your cloak. And no one even sees him. He's just. It's like the magician's thing, where you see them wave like a little ribbon, and then it's just dawn. So, he'll accompany you all into the main building. With that, you can see one of her entourage is there waiting to escort you to the main dining hall.
Will she let me bring Drake Hound, or does he have to stay?
he's more than welcome. She doesn't even mind the griffins flying overhead. Doesn't seem to bother her one bit.
That's a confident lady.
Oh, yes. She believes it.
She did.
So,
It's a Dagon backing her.
So maybe we fight as a last resort.
possible. But with that, he will lead you up to the northern section of the estate. Here you see Lady Veronica Fairbridge is already seated and waiting eagerly for all of you to arrive.
She's trying to figure out which one she can eat alive. Weird dinner. That's really it. That's actually.
That was his foot-long sub. Is what she's serving up.
So, obviously,
Quick, I'll hold her off.
you can all place yourselves where you want as Ku starts to slip upstairs from the original description.
From our original ruse earlier, I wait for Aiden and Ramus to seat first before I take a seat.
I guess we would probably sit closer to her, wouldn't we?
I guess.
Don't worry, she won't bite hard. Unless you're into that. Alright.
Who's this one?
Oh my god, what do you want, dog?
Streak hound.
Oh my god.
Drink hound.
What do you want? What did I say?
Japanese
I'm gonna
dog.
zoom in. Sorry.
I'm gonna put you right here since you weren't moving. Alright, so. along with all the beautiful display of dinner, aside from Cornish game hens, pigs, fresh turkey, as well as veritable vegetables, breads, and even a fine ale or wine, whichever you prefer. The butler and me are more than happy to serve up for you. You can see that the butler himself seems to be of tiefling blood. And dressed much more fanciful and real, and obviously fits the atmosphere quite well. As for the maid, obviously she is, well, being a little more temptatious and sumptuous. But obviously by Veronica's wish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know.
Where'd you find these pictures, Josh?
These are some of my older pictures that other campaigns that I've used before.
I see.
Where the newer ones.
Oh,
The
don't
maid
worry.
been affected
I have
by-
one that I'll have to show you. Actually, yeah, I'll show you just not to break the atmosphere later. It's fucking hilarious. I blinded some of my players with it. It's nothing showing, but it's just very funny. So those of you do see that there is a garden in the other area. You see what looked like a woman, or well, an elven woman, walking out of the garden to come accompany you at dinner.
Cool.
So just to show the garden areas. Polylights always take a minute. There. You do hear the click of heels as she is approaching. With that, upon opening the door, you see a very beautiful elven woman dressed in a deep regal green and kind of almost like a fur-esque kind of shoulder cloak that kind of styles out almost like dragon scales. You can see the various pieces of jewelry and everything else that she wears is obviously that of the finery and much more of a either king or queen in nobility style of clothes. And with that, you can see Veronica Fairbridge actually stands up courteously as she enters the room. She goes to introduce you.
We all the same.
Ah, I didn't get a chance to introduce you as you had business to attend on your ship, but she raises up a hand. This is Chevel Sagefall, the Grand Magister's daughter of Ansar.
She indeed.
Well met, lady.
Give her a little bow.
Met, good lady.
With that, she looks.
Hound also gives her a bow because he's well trained.
With that, you can tell she looks, well, when she first entered the room, a little drab, kind of a depressed look, and then the moment she realized that there's guests here, she immediately shifts herself to more of a prim and proper demeanor, and kind of immediately puts on a smile.
Does it look real or fake?
Roll me an insight.
Make an insight roll.
Yep.
I don't know shit tonight.
That's rough, man. I've been there. Anyone else can if they want, but well, actually, also
Always. Oh, actually, wait, hold on. Would it help if I rolled if I did, what the hell is that spell called? Where I add like D4 to it?
oh, guidance.
Guidance.
Oh, Jin's on fucking point.
Oh,
Oh, never mind, Jin's got it.
can I also roll insight as well?
Yes, you can.
This 8.
And don't worry about that. That's Koo sneaking around. Never mind, Jin's good. With that, Jin and Aiden, you're both immediately able to tell that clearly it's the fakest smile that a noble can usually give. Kind of a slight mix of sheer panic and realizing that, oh fuck, she has a lot of guests today. This might not be good. And you tell that kind of reads across her face, like just the sheer amount of panic that has clearly set in for the moment on Cheval. But she gives you a polite curtsy. It's a pleasure to meet you all.
Is it like I shouldn't be here and I don't want to be here kind of panic, or?
Especially just from her mannerisms and other such things, even though she obviously is still giving the polite and, upright kind of noble act, as obviously she's probably been adept to being the Grand Magister's daughter. It's very, very clear that she does not want to be here, and she probably is very likely here against her will.
Oh.
Fuck. Hostage, huh?
Exactly that. With that,
One ended up in her care.
she'll go to politely take her seat at the other end of the table as one of the honored guests. And especially hearing the fact that this is the Grand Magister's daughter of Onso, you realize that it's very likely that the reason why Veronica Fairbridge has gotten away with so much is that she is possibly seemingly kidnapped the Grand Magister of Onso's daughter and has been keeping her as a hostage as a means to keep him away.
That is some true medieval England, or Renaissance England strategy. Damn.
We can't make any sudden moves.
You could sense kind of like just a small air of tension around her. Veronica seems completely relaxed and carefree at this whole situation. But you can see Chevelle's extremely prim and proper, and obviously trying to impress her new guests, because obviously she's not had a chance to get a beat on the rest of you. And with that, I think that's a good spot to leave off on, just before the dinner party kicks off.
So long as the maid isn't involved in the dinner party in any other capacities other than mating, I'm good.
Mating. That sounds so wrong.
Afraid you're gonna give away your lie there.
But all of you do get 1,200 experience. So 1,200.
Oh.
Obviously, for proceeding through many of these situations. Ku is obviously anonymously doing things out of sight in the shadows.
We got 1,200?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't even battle nobody today. Look at that.
We just hit level 10.
There you go.
By 1,000, we just hit level 10, ladies and gentlemen. We leveled up, but not right now, because would this have been before we went to dinner?
Unfortunately not, and that was only a short rest. You would need a long rest. Also, just to show the previous slave that I had used in an orc encampment.
Oh my goodness.
So, Jim,
Oh
thank
my
God
goodness.
that this is not you currently.
Oh my goodness. Now see, that you bring out that maid and Aiden's gonna have eyes.
Who's that?
That's one of the male slaves I had originally used during one of the orc encampments, because it was a female orc commander who had taken charge of a orc war camp, and that was one of her many actually happy slaves to be there.
Wow.
Looks
The
happy.
sparkles must mean
Wow.
happy, huh?
He looks happy.
You got those pretty sparkles,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, he's like happy. He's glowing.
Good support too.
Is he
Good
wearing
support.
like thigh-high
That's
boots on top of that? Are those thigh-high boots?
Yes, they are.
I approve, DM God.
Equality.
More of those. Aiden would be perkier.
I just heard one of my guys post
Girls
on the
need
Twitch.
those
It's just like, no! Oh God, please, no! That's a good one, Jin. Jesus.
What do I get at 10th level? Oh, I get something so fun.
But that's why I laughed when Rain and all of you guys were like, she could hear our thoughts, our conversation. Like, well, she can't, but she is telepathic.
You scared the bejesus out of me on
Oh,
that.
I know. I was waiting for that. I was waiting for you to shit yourself with fear on that one.
DM God, you're mean.
Yep, that's why he's a DM god.
Hey. Yeah, gotta strike that fear, and also at the same time,
Ugh.
imagine if you guys didn't stick around for dinner.
What do you? Okay, wait, I'm sorry. Excuse me. What would have happened?
You wouldn't have known about Shovel.
We would have never. Yeah. Wouldn't have had the
Sure.
proof. Even if we were to bring stuff back to the magistrate, I mean, like, wouldn't even be able to do anything. But now we can see. Maybe.
I
Okay.
get to pick a new druid spell. Ooh, a new
And she's all the proof
spell.
that we need.
Well,
Oh,
only if
did
we
we,
talk. We can't force her to talk. We have to like
did
get.
we reach our ending point? I walked away for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
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 Basically reached
Oh.
the ending point of the night.
Yeah.
Which you guys effectively have leveled up as well.
Oh, nice. What do we get?
10.
No, the XP.
Oh,
We are at 65,000 now. Well, actually, you guys are all at 65,000. I'm at 65,001. Sucks to suck, but had to be that way. Do
Suck
it to
it,
him.
loser.
I killed an extra rat in the first session.
Yeah, I remember that.
Were you at 65,000?
We are at 65,000 now. We were at 53, and we got 12,000.
Not been keeping up. Thank you.
No parb.
Okay, y'all. Good night then.
Have a good night. I will see y'all on the flip side after Christmas. So have a merry Christmas. Wait. Ah! I
Is this
love you.
Here?